Their eyes meet as he lies on the floor. This time, the smile makes it to his lips. Folded in his father's arms, the boy finally lets himself cry. His father says, "You did well. You kept your head. And didn't I tell you that doing your Latin homework would come in useful?" The boy asks how it was that his friend, Ahmed, who had loved him enough to save his life and give up his own, could have put him in that perilous position in the first place. And his father answered, "When love is in opposition to grim necessity, there is usually only one winner." 1989. The world in turmoil, the Berlin Wall crumbling, Western civilization watching with bated breath the events that will lead to the freeing of Eastern Europe and the end of the Cold War. And in an East London multi-story car park, 5 hoodies who wouldn't bait a breath if Jesus Christ crash-landed on St. Paul's in a chariot of fire are breaking into a car. But they've done it once too often, and cops spring up all around as if someone had been sewing dragon's teeth. The hoodies scatter, only to find there's no place to run. Except for one. He heads for a 10-foot concrete wall with a 1-foot gap at the top. To the cops' amazement, he goes up the wall like a lizard. Then, to their horror, he rolls through the gap and vanishes. There's nothing beyond that gap but a 60-foot drop to the street. The cops radio down to their colleagues to pick up the corpse. Word comes back. No corpse, just a hoodie. John Smith, 18, northern accent, no fixed abode. They print him. He's not in the records. His fellow hoodies claim never to have seen him before. They also claim never to have seen each other before. 2 are juveniles. 2 have police records. One is 18, the other 19. John Smith's age they're still not sure about. And something about the youth, some intangible aura of likability, makes them share their doubts with the duty solicitor. He points out to Smith that as a juvenile he would probably get a light non-custodial sentence. Smith sticks to his story. The solicitor guesses he's lying to keep his family out of the picture, and quickly perceives that the case against him isn't strong. Identification via the grainy CCTV tape in the dimly lit multi-story is a long way this side of reasonable doubt. And could anyone really have shinned down the sheer outer wall in under a minute, as the police evidence claims? As they talk, the boy relaxes, and the solicitor finds himself warming to his young client. On his way home, he diverts to take a photo of the wall of the multi-story to show just how sheer it is. Next day, he shows it to the boy, who is clearly touched by this concern. At the committal hearing, the solicitor warns him he will be remanded in custody. This is what happens. As the boy is led away, the solicitor tells him not to worry. He will call round at the remand centre later. But other work keeps him busy well into the evening. He talks to his wife about the boy. She is surprised. He is not in the habit of getting attached to his low-life criminal clientele. In the small hours, when his wife awakens him, whispering that someone is trying to break in through the living room window, he reckons she must be having a nightmare, as their flat is on the 10th floor. But when they go into the living room, there, perched outside the window, is John Smith. The solicitor lets Smith in. "You said you would come," says the boy, half tearfully, half accusingly. "How did you get out of the centre?" asked the solicitor. "And how did you find me?" "Through a window," says the boy. "Your office address was that on the card you gave me, so I got in through a skylight and found your home address." His wife lowers the bread knife she is carrying and says, "I'll make a cup of tea." She returns with tea and a large sponge cake, which Smith demolishes over the next hour. During this time, she gets more out of the boy than her husband and the police managed in 2 days. When she's satisfied, she says, "Now, we'd better get you back." The boy looks alarmed, and she reassures him.